Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing a tarot reading. We're connecting with our ancestors, our angels, our spirit guides, our spiritual teams. I just say spiritual team because for me it covers absolutely everybody involved in my spiritual journey. So spiritual team, we're going to connect and see what kind of messages are coming through for us. What do we need to know? And yeah, so we have 3 piles to pick from. We have pile 1, which is the Hermit, Retreat and Recharge. Then we have the Summer card, which is Bask in the Joy and Light. And then we have the Water Guardian, which is Connect to Your Emotions. So let's see. Actually, I think I'm going to move this deck out of the way because I don't have much room to work with right now, as she leaves some cards behind. And then we're going to go in with some tarot as well over here. So when you've picked your pile, we're going to get stuck all the way in. And let's see what's coming through for each and every one of you. So let's see what's happening for pile number 1. Pile number 1, you guys have the Hermit. Let me clear my mess up. So pile number, can you see that? Pile number 1, you have the Hermit, retreat and recharge. These days, I swear my tongue just ain't working right. What is happening? Retreat and recharge. And let's see what other kind of information is coming through for you guys at the moment. Pile number 1, I'm picking up on a situation, like a heartache or a fallout of some sort with someone. Like I feel like a very devastated energy around pile number 1. And I think what the Hermit is trying to say to you is, like, don't chase down anything right now. All you need to do at the moment is take a step back, to sit down, relax, reconnect with yourself, meditate, grieve if there's some kind of grieving process that you're going through at the moment. Any kind of loss. It doesn't necessarily have to be through death. It can be through a loss of a friend, you know, like sometimes friendships end, relationships end. If you experience any kind of loss at the moment, then it's important for you to go through those stages, the grieving stages. If you don't know what they are, I think you can look them up on the internet. But there is usually like stages that one goes through. And I feel like pile number 1, it just feels like you're going through that kind of energy of like grieving the loss of something. Even it can be the loss of yourself, right? Because I feel like 2022 is a massive year when it comes to like the self. That's what I just feel personally. I don't know what anybody else picks up on, but for me, I feel like it's a major year when it comes to self-improvement, self-development, growth. I feel like this year is, I feel like maybe the end of 2021, there could have been some situations that have led to how you feel at the moment, where you feel like you've had to say goodbye to certain things, certain people, situations, and you're kind of at a place where you're kind of like grieving. And it's okay to grieve. It's okay to go through everything, like the stages and the process of the loss and stuff. But I do want to point out this though, when you are grieving and you're going through these things, I get you go through, like, you know, the crying stage, the sadness, the anger, the whatever, you know. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't put yourself down, because if it's a situation, a friendship, a relationship, some kind of fallout or whatever, you know, sometimes shit just happens, and sometimes you just outgrow each other, and it's not a personal thing. Most of the time it's not personal. Most of the time it's just a matter of growth and not being on the same page and not seeing each other the right way. Not the right way, but, you know, like, I say right, there's no right or wrong really, but, you know, maybe where you're both at, you can't see each other the way that you used to see each other at the moment, or there's just something. If it's like around any kind of relationship, you're not seeing eye to eye. And I'm feeling like this is the kick up the arse, and that sounds really harsh, I know, especially when you're grieving, because you don't really want to be kicked up the arse when you're already feeling like you've been kicked up the arse, dragged through the mud and everything else. But I feel like although you may not understand it at the moment, you will understand the process of this situation and what value and lesson it had to play in your growth moving forward. Sometimes we have to be broken to be able to rebuild ourselves, or to be able to move forward from something. If we found ourselves stuck in a certain situation, sometimes we have to be broken to be able to move forward. Sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom for us to be able to rebuild ourselves the right way, you know. But in this time, I'm really hearing like, be compassionate with yourself. And, you know, it's easy to blame, and it's easy to fall into the trap of, you know, these social conditions and belief systems and stuff. But try and see it for what it is for you, the lesson it is for you. And yes, grieving is a part of that process, but it's also about growth too. It's also trying to show you a part of yourself that needs healing. Okay, let's see what the tarot is saying for pile number 1. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, I know you feel like this is a loss, but in the long run, this, whatever this is and whatever the situation represents for you guys, this is a level up. And most of the times, and I always say that every like lesson that we go through is actually a blessing. Is the light ruining the shine on this one? Yeah, it is. Oh shit, what can I do? So we have like Leo energy here, right? And we have even more kind of like Leo energy, and then even more Leo energy, because this is also a Leo card. So this is kind of like level up energy. And I feel like these cards are just trying to show you the like representation of what this process actually means and why you're going through this process. Not necessarily that, you know, everything's okay, because clearly it's not, but I feel like the King of Wands, the Strength card, and the Six of Wands is just showing you that there's a bigger purpose to whatever you're going through. And the Strength card here is all about like encouragement and finding that strength. And I know that, you know, hitting, you know, like your knees hitting the ground and stuff, you can probably feel like there's no way to get back up again, but you will find that strength to get back up again. You will. But before you get to that point, you have to hit rock bottom, you know? Listen, coming from someone that's hit rock bottom at least twice in life when it comes to life experience and stuff, situations, relationships and whatever else. It's only when I hit the ground that I was able to like get back up again. While I was still falling, I couldn't get back up. You can't stand up when you're falling, because you're falling. There's no ground for you to stand on. You're just falling. So you're going to continue to fall until you hit the ground. And when you hit the ground, then you can stand your ass up. And that's when shit starts to change. That is when it really starts to change. So don't worry about what you're feeling. Feel it fully. Feel it fully. Feel the heartache fully. Because listen, for me, I can handle physical pain, but when it comes to that emotional pain, whew, that is more painful to me than physical pain. So feel it fully. Let it all out. Like, don't be afraid to go really deep into whatever it is you're feeling right now. And know that you've got your own back. Like, you're safe. You're safe in your own hands, because you've always had your own back. Maybe you've never really like clocked it or realized it, but you've always been the person to pull yourself out of these situations and to pull yourself up again. And this is going to be no different. Only the thing now is you're going to find your crown. And you're going to wear that bitch. And you're never going to take it off again. You're never going to take it off again. Because most experiences that we go through are to show us these kind of things. It's not, you know, you might have a failed relationship and you go, oh, I'm never going to be able to trust anyone again. No, that's not the lesson. The lesson is telling you to love yourself. The lesson is telling you that, you know, look at this situation. Know your value, what you will and what you will not put up with. Know who the frig you are. Know your power. And don't settle for anything less. The lesson is never, oh, I'm never going to trust anyone again. I don't want to ever have a relationship again. All of this fucking crap that you see in TV things and, you know, oh, I'm feeling sad, so I'm going to hit the bottle, or I need to go out and rave it up, and I need to go and do this, and I need to go and do that. No. It's about a level up. It's always about the level up. It's easy to fall into these traps of whatever. But the real meaning of the experiences that we experience is for us to find our crown. Is for us to know who the fuck we are. Is for us to sit on our throne and start running our own fucking empire. And it takes time. And people don't want to invest that time in themselves. And that's crazy, and it's kind of sad. Not sad in like that way, but sad as in upsetting. Because why wouldn't you want to wear your crown? Why wouldn't you want to sit on your throne? Why would you want to accept anything less than you deserve? When your heart gets broken, it's not because you're never meant to have another relationship in your life. It's for you to level all the way up, for you to know your worth, for you to understand who the fuck you are and what you deserve. You didn't come into this world hating yourself. You was taught that. You was taught that by society. You was taught that by condition. You was taught that by everything external. All of these situations are to help you find yourself again. I know. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it is very worth it in the end. And I will say this as well with the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck, is that, you know, this card can talk about reconciliation and, you know, soulmates and stuff like that. And yeah, when you do level up, when you do put your crown on, your relationships will improve. Your relationships will improve because you won't settle for anything less. And your vibration, that vibration that we all carry, when it raises and it rises up and it vibrates at a certain level, the only people that can even come to you, because you become a magnetic pull, right? The only people that can be drawn to you are people that resonate with you. And I know for like empaths and healers and stuff, we do also attract people that need our help. But when it comes to your like relationships with people, when you level up and you put that crown on and you straighten it up and you sit there and you own who the fuck you are, you meet people that resonate with you on the same level. That's when you start meeting your soulmates and your, you know, your tribe and whatever label you want to slap on it. So I know where you're at the moment might not be a good place, but this is all about self-love. This is all about knowing who you are. This is about like allowing yourself, with this strength card here, to go into the pits of hell, yeah, and pull yourself back out so that you can come back and sit on your throne and run your empire and be the baddest bitch that ever existed. And there's no gender specifics. Like, you're going to run your kingdom, like you're going to run it. Your empire is going to be run by you and you alone until you find your, maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't, you know, maybe your empire is your empire, you know. But for the time being, pile number one, I want you to really nurture yourself, take care of yourself, learn the lesson in this situation. Stop focusing so much on the situation that happened itself, but to really see where inside you're triggered and what hurts and why it hurts, and the belief system around who you are and why these things hurt you, and you know, and just find yourself and be at peace with yourself, and then just show the fuck up like you own the place, because this is all Leo energy. This is all royal energy right here. There ain't no room for anything less than royal, honey. Okay? I'm just saying. So pole number 1. Let me know if that resonates for you in the comment section below. And I hope to catch you guys in my next video. Let's see what is happening for pile number 2. Pile number 2, I'm really getting this energy of like, you know, like with wasps and bees and stuff, how they can sting someone. And I think it's bees that die after they sting, right? Kind of like knowing when to choose your battles and when to like strike, and to know when the timing is right. I hate these kind of terminologies because I just think the timing is always right, but I mean in a sense of like, don't always snap or sting or lash back, or, you know, meet people where they're at. You know, if you're having an argument with someone, don't bring yourself down to their level, and, you know, that kind of stuff. That kind of like surface human-y type stuff. I do see that you guys are going to be quite busy as well. And I feel like finding some kind of balance, because I know when you can get too busy, you can run yourself down and end up you can listen, when you run yourself down and your body is stressed, you can get all kinds of sick, let's just say that. So to go into what you're doing with balance, and to be mindful of, you know, maybe setting yourself up with a routine, or managing your time a bit better. And, you know, with it being a summer card, hey, maybe there's some major events happening for you in the summer, you know. It says, bask in the joy and the light. And I mean, summer is all about that, right? So there could be some major events happening for you guys in the summer. But I feel so more the other stuff that I was just talking about. Knowing when to strike. Knowing when to like put your foot down, and when to stand up, and when, you know, like not every conflict needs your attention. Not every drama needs your input, you know. Like sometimes you just gotta let people do what the fuck they're doing, and you need to keep focusing on your journey, on your path, and, you know, letting your focus be your focus, and not getting distracted by drama and pointless arguments that mean absolutely nothing, you know. Just arguing for the sake of arguing to prove points and stuff. If it's not a open-minded conversation, communication, discussion, what are you even like, just to sit there and say I'm right and you're wrong? What's the fucking point in that? There's no point in that. I see that there could be quite a few of you that have been kind of like storing things away. Maybe like, is it Pandora's box? I don't know. You know, when you start like buying things and putting them away for, you know, maybe there could be you could be thinking about moving out, so you've started buying little bits of things here and there for when you get your house, or maybe marriage is on the cards, so you've been putting away little bits and pieces for your wedding day or something like that. You know, like when you're preparing to leave the nest, or to wherever you're going, you're stacking, whether it's money, kitchen utensils, you know, whatever it is. I can see that some of you are stacking for what's to come, and maybe it's coming for you in the summer. Maybe the summer is when, you know, you find your house, or maybe in the summer is when you're going to get married, or you're going to open your business, or whatever it is. Let's see what else is happening for pile number 2. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Do you guys feel like there's like some kind of like lost opportunity or some kind of something like that? I feel this with these tarot cards that have just come out. I feel like a lost opportunity. A lost opportunity is what I'm hearing. Some kind of lost opportunity. This is usually the card of like heartbreak and stuff, but I don't necessarily see a heartbreak. I just see a tough kind of like situation. I don't necessarily get that you're heartbroken about this. I just feel like it's just maybe you've invested yourself into a situation that you can quite easily take yourself out of, but maybe you're too far in it maybe you feel like you're too far in it to be able to take yourself out. But listen, you can take yourself out of any situation that no longer serves you. It really is that simple. It really is that simple. If it's messing with you in your health and whatever, then you can really, at any point you choose to, take yourself out of that situation. I feel that there could be some kind of, maybe the loss, or not the loss, but that energy that I'm picking up on. Maybe you've been looking, you know, I'm going to use finding a home as an example. Maybe you've been looking for a new home and you've been looking for months and you haven't found anything. And maybe with this like 4 of Cups energy here, you've been kind of sat there kind of thinking, okay, maybe this isn't going to happen for me. And your focus is on all of these kind of like failures, or they're not even failures, like words, man, words, jarring. Like all of these situations that haven't worked out in the past, you could be focused on those, but there is an opportunity, and maybe that opportunity does come in the summertime, and you find, you know, what's that quote? You know, every rejection is God's protection or something. So maybe all of these things that didn't worked out in your favour, because we've got the 3 of Cups here, look. So we've got the 3 of Cups down here that didn't work out very well, but then they also worked out in your favour, because if these had worked out, the 3 of Cups wouldn't have been it. But here they are. It worked out in your favour. It's worked out in your favour. And trust the process. I mean, it's, you know, you might be after a home. I'm just using this as an example. You can apply it to whatever. You could have been looking for a home, and every home that you view just hasn't felt right, and then all of a sudden this opportunity comes up, right, and you go and view this house and it fits you perfectly. It fits you perfectly. And then you'll understand why every situation before this didn't work out. You'll understand that process. Because this cup that's coming in for you guys, probably around the summertime, is going to be a cause for celebration. It's going to be that cause for a celebration. And what this 2 of Swords and this 3 of Swords energy kind of feels for me is just stress. It just feels like just stress and anxiety around the situation. And these are big decisions as well, you know. So I can understand why one would feel stressed and anxious, because this is your home. Like, this is going to be your home. This is going to be where you set up your space. This is going to be your sacred space that you come home to every night, you know? Do you know what I'm trying to say? If you apply it to whatever the situation is for you guys. So I can understand the stress, and I can understand why you want it to be perfect. And it is going to be perfect. But you might have to go through a few losses for it to become perfect. And it can be disheartening, right? With this 3 of Swords energy, it can be very disheartening when you're constantly met with things that don't sit right with you or don't resonate with you, because you are going to start questioning things like, is this even for me? Am I even on the right path? These are all good questions, by the way, and these are questions that need to come up. So the disheartening, the stress and the anxiety that you feel around this stuff is good, because it makes you question yourself. And I think it's a good thing to have these questions, no matter how stressed out or whatever you are. because it's in these questions that you find the answers, right? And once you find the answers, then you can do something about it. But whatever the opportunity is for you, even though I was just using a home as like a situation, it could be a home, it could be a relationship, it could be whatever. Whatever the situation is for pole number 2, there is an opportunity that is going to come in for you, and it is going to be the perfect fit, but it's going to take some time, and that time might be summertime. It might just be summertime. And in the meantime, going back to the beginning, just make sure you invest yourself in yourself and not into the things that cause you stress and destruction and make you feel disheartened. Make sure you invest yourself in, okay, so this isn't working out, this one isn't working out, this isn't working out, but I know that something is coming for me, because all of these things that aren't working out is just showing me that there's something bigger and better. Pole number 2, I'm going to wrap it up there. Let me know if that resonates for you in the comment section below. And I hope to catch you guys in my next video. Let's see what's happening for pile number 3. Pile number 3, I'm instantly picking up on, I feel like I didn't even say my words properly then. Let me start again. Pile number 3, I really feel like I'm picking up on this energy that is having communication issues when it comes to how you feel. Let me read what this says at the bottom. Water Guardian, connect to your emotions. I feel like the reason why the communication isn't happening, or the reason why you're fumbling over your words and it feels like you're not making sense, is because you're not coming from your heart. You're coming from, maybe you're coming from logic, right? And when it comes to certain things, you can't apply logic. When it comes to matters of the heart and things that you love, there's no logic. You can't apply logic to something that has no logic. There's some things that just cannot be explained. There's some things that no matter how much you try and put your mind to it, you're not going to make sense of it. And it's not your job to make sense of it. It's your job to experience it and to enjoy it and to learn from it. You know? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I do feel like there could be a lot of throat issues when it comes to pile number 3, and not being able to communicate how you feel about something or someone or whatever. Do you know what? I was just looking at this card as well, and I'm just really drawn to the fact that she has like these beads here, like these pearls, and the biggest one sits on her third eye. And listen, if your third eye is activated and you're connected like that, you'll know that there's a lot of stuff that you cannot verbalize, because there just are no words. There just are no words. Sometimes you're just meant to feel it, and I think that in that feeling, maybe, I don't know, when you really allow yourself to get into that feeling, maybe you can kind of make some kind of sense of it, but don't apply logic. And if you are having trouble talking about how you feel, when you want to express how you feel, maybe like writing might be a good way to like make sense of what you're trying to say, so you can see it and then kind of not reword it, but you know, make sense out of it so you can say what you want to say. Or maybe it's just a matter of moving out of your head and into your heart. And it could also be a matter of just being really precise with what it is you want to say. If you're feeling hurt, then say, I feel hurt. I don't like this. Or if someone's crossed your boundary, you say, listen, I love you, but you've crossed my boundary and it's not okay. And then reinforce that boundary. And if they don't want to listen, then maybe it's time to pack your shit up and go. You know? Because when you set boundaries, people are meant to respect them. And if they don't respect them, they're not respecting you. And we're not about that life. Let's see what else is happening for pile number 3. I'm not taking those because pile number 2 just got those. And maybe I just didn't shuffle the deck properly. They come back out again. They come back out again. with this moon card here as well, I'm definitely picking up on hidden feelings, not being able to communicate what you want to say because maybe how you feel is indescribable. And with this Four of Swords, it's almost like, listen, there's no need to rush. There's no need to there's no need with this Five of Wands energy here. There's no need to panic or get caught up or, you know, talk shit to yourself, because I feel like this card for me is always very ego battle. It's almost like there's no need to get caught up in dramas and, you know, talk down to yourself and others. Like, just, you know, the Four of Swords is just like, hey, take a moment, just chill out, figure out what it is you want to say and then say it. And this moon energy here definitely says that there's a lot of stuff that is going to come to light. And whether it's you that has something you want to say but don't know how to say it, or whether someone's going to reveal how they feel to you, like there's going to be some kind of unveiling, revealing coming in for pile number 3. And listen, the moment that you kind of like set it free, you get like the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands, it talks about like unions and like being in alignment. And some people see this as the twin flame card, right? Because you've got 4 wands, 1111, which is a symbol of twin flames and stuff. So this could just be, you know, when you just vibe with how you're feeling and not get caught up in trying to make logic or just getting into your head. And, you know, like you can really get in your head and ruin some shit that don't need to be ruined. But because you're all up in your head and you're trying to apply logic to something that don't need no logic, you could ruin it. You're ruining it. And maybe that's why this is here as well, you know, because if you can't, yeah, because when you look at this card, right, I don't just pay attention to whatever, I pay attention to colours and stuff like that. And you can see that everybody here is wearing green, right? And what does green represent? The heart chakra. So everybody here is fighting from a place of like love. Like no one's here actually hurting each other. And like if you really pay attention to the Five of Wands, no one is actually hurting each other, but everybody is caught up in the ego. And you know, the ego will get triggered, especially if like it goes against something you believe in. So, but I can see that everybody in this situation loves each other because they're moving from the heart. There's a lot of heart chakra energy. There's a lot of love in this situation. It's just maybe the communication isn't there. Maybe you're not communicating it very well. So maybe it's about sitting everybody down and having this conversation. And, you know, maybe it takes a moment for everyone to say, listen, instead of us going round and round in this little ego battle, how about we decide to meet up, sit down, be patient with each other and really figure out what the fuck is going on and how we can even improve from this situation, because you love each other. And where there's love, you know, sometimes you have to make compromises and communicate and try and understand where you're coming from and what's happening. And you might be surprised with this moon card here at what someone actually reveals in this situation. And if it's you that's revealing something, then someone's going to be taken by surprise. And if someone's revealing something to you, then you're going to be taken by surprise. But the outcome of this situation is going to be this energy here of like being back in harmony and being happy again. But sometimes it's got to take this kind of situation for you to get back in harmony. Because if you love, I'm using relationships, any kind of relationship, it doesn't really matter. But as an example, you know, if you love each other, then you're going to take time to understand each other and you're going to work on it because you love each other. And loving each other, just love in general, there's so many words that come under the word of love, you know, communication, trust, time, attention, stability, all these things are a part of love. And if you love each other, then it is about taking time to understand each other. If you're on 2 separate pages or you're coming up against each other and something's not working out, maybe you need to sit down and have these conversations. You know, maybe these conversations just need to be had, pile number 3. I do want to say this as well. There is another message that's coming in and it feels like a bit denser. But, you know, even if you have these conversations and you decide that, okay, I love you, but just loving you doesn't seem to be enough at the moment, because love is work. Yeah, love isn't going to be what you see on the TV. It takes a lot when it comes to relationships. A lot of time, a lot of attention, a lot of commitment, a lot of consistency, like discipline, you know, all of it, commitment. And, you know, just a feeling, the feeling of love on its own is great. But is it enough? Is it enough for this to continue? Because if you have this conversation and, you know, you don't have this union and it does end in a conflict, then maybe, you know, the feeling of love just isn't enough. And if that's not enough, then I can guarantee you there is going to be someone that comes in your life and does show you that, you know, love and time and commitment and all of that stuff that love represents is enough. So there's always two sides to every coin. I see a positive outcome, and a positive outcome can be union. And, you know, positive outcomes, if you're in a tough situation, you know, a positive outcome can be both a yes and a no. You know, it's not just yes, like, you know, we've worked it out, we're going to stay together. Sometimes the best thing you can do is separate, you know, like there's so many ways to look at these situations and connections and stuff, but at the heart of it all I can see that there's a lot of love. And I just feel like the communication between you and this person or persons just isn't there at the moment. Just trying to see if there's any other messages that are coming through for pile number 3. I tend to try and stay away from like love readings and stuff, because I feel like I'm very big on self-development and the journey of self and all that kind of stuff. And I think that when it comes to like love readings and stuff, we can focus too much on the other person when it's not really about the other person, it's about ourselves. So yeah. But that's all that's what I pick up on. There's nothing else that I can pick up for pile number 3. So I hope that resonates for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. And I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye.